If you are struggling with business self-doubt and fears about losing everything, here are the 3 things that I would focus on. The third one is the most impactful. Yes guys, what is good? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the 3 things that I would look at if I was feeling very doubtful, very overwhelmed, if I was procrastinating, if I just wasn't feeling so good in my business. Here are the 3 things that I would focus on changing if it was me, if I was working with a client, or if I was you. These are the 3 things that I would do. The third one is, like I said, the most impactful in terms of sustainable change going forward. So the very first thing that I would look at is lifestyle. The things you are doing from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed. A quote or a phrase that I am a big fan of is, how we live our day is how we live our life. Basically, what you're doing in a day completely dictates where your life is going to go. Your habits, your routines, what you're doing to spend your time and fill up your day completely and utterly dictates how you are feeling from an emotional level. That then bleeds into how confident you're feeling in general, but that then bleeds into how confident and trustworthy you are feeling for your business going forward. We've probably all been there, right? When you're in a bad mood, you're not feeling so good about one particular area in life. And if someone asks, hey, how's things going right now? You'd probably say, oh, everything's really bad, everything's really negative, nothing's going well for me right now. But that's because you're hyper focusing on like that specific emotion in that moment and you're living in it. So it's really important for us to look at, like I said, morning routine, evening routine. Where are your hobbies? Are you having enough fun? Are you spending your time wisely? Are you reserving energy? Are you spending energy in the right place? So what I would do if I were you, I'd literally grab a pen and paper and I would just make a note of every single thing that you're doing on an average day. Like, what time you're waking up? Are you snoozing your alarm? What foods are you choosing to consume? Are you exercising? When? Where is your energy going in the morning? How often are you checking your phone? And almost auditing your day, not minute by minute, it doesn't need to be that meticulous, but getting a rough idea of how you're spending your time. Where is your energy and your focus going? The main areas for me are going to be the morning and the evening. Like, what are you doing before you start working? What are you doing after you work, after you finish work, before you go to bed? It is so, so important. The key things I would be looking at in terms of specific activities, the big one, scrolling on your phone. How much screen time are you getting? Closely linked to that, how much sunlight and just general outside time are you getting? Are you getting fresh air? Are you going out for walks? Are you exercising? That then leads me on to the third thing, exercise. Are you weight training, going for a run, going for walks, bike rides, swimming, playing sport, whatever it is? Are you getting outside, moving your body? That's naturally going to make you feel better. And if you don't, not going to make you feel great. I would then be looking at, like, again, where your focus is specifically. So for example, if you're working a job that you don't like whilst trying to build your business, how much focus is going on the things that you don't like and the things that you're moaning about? Can more focus go on the things that you are doing for your business? If you're full-time in your business right now, where are you spending most of your time and is it being wasted? Are you scrolling on social media, consuming rather than creating? So hopefully you get where I'm coming from. I'd really be looking at what you're doing from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. I would start to make some changes. If you're really taking ownership and accountability and becoming aware of the things in your day that are zapping your time, your energy, and your emotions, and I'd be flipping those on its head. For example, if you check your phone first thing in the morning, or if you're scrolling on your phone before you go to bed and you notice that's taking up your energy, your time, and your emotional well-being, I would flip that. What can you do instead of scrolling on your phone or checking it first thing? Can you make your morning intentional? Can you read, maybe, do you know what, even watching TV or a documentary or a series or a podcast before bed instead of screen time on your phone, it, for me, works. But coming off of screens completely is going to be a great way to do things. So three things to consider when it comes to auditing your lifestyle, okay? What are you doing from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed? And I sound like a broken record here. And how is that impacting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being? What can you take away to improve those, and what can you add in to improve those? Okay, so that's the first thing. You're going to notice a drastic improvement in your emotional well-being and your general outlook of life. And from a business standpoint, you're going to be making better decisions and operating at a better level if you audit your time, your energy, and your emotions, and what you are and are not doing in your day. So that's lifestyle covered off. That's the first thing I would look at. The second thing I would look at, which is a big piece of what I do as a mindset coach, is your subconscious mind. It's your subconscious belief systems. it's your confidence, it's your self-talk, it's what are you afraid of, what are you resisting, what stories are you telling yourself. Every single time I've noticed overwhelming business, limiting beliefs, or basically me not believing I can hit the next level, fear, so worrying about all my business crumbling, where's the next client or piece of income coming from, all of that is to do with your subconscious mind and what you really believe about yourself. One thing I would look at instantaneously when it comes to fears, doubts, business anxiety is, are you telling yourself stories in moments of negativity, doubt, or fear? For example, if a client messages you and they want to leave the program, or you make a sale and they want their money back, or a sale doesn't go through, it's okay for you to feel some sort of negative emotion because you have a natural human and business owner want for that sale to go through, for example. It's okay for you to feel a little bit rubbish about it. The problem occurs, going back to my point, of when you start making up stories. Is when you start telling yourself, oh, this person didn't sign up for me because I don't believe I'm very good at being a business owner here. Because if I was, they would have signed up. So you need to have an awareness of what stories you are and are not telling yourself about business. Here's how we can flip that, because most of the negativity, doubt, fears of your business failing and not going the way you want it to does come from the stories that are subconsciously being told to yourself in the background. So here's how we're going to flip that. I want you to pause the video now, grab a pen and paper, and we're going to write down every single reason we have to suggest that we should believe that our business is going to be successful. Why should clients come and work with you? Why would someone want to invest in you? Why are you going to find success? Subconscious belief systems work on evidence. So we need to pull pieces of evidence into our awareness as to why this is going to work for us. The more your brain can start to recognize and look for reasons as to why things are going to be successful, the doubt and the fear are naturally going to turn down. Now, belief system and subconscious work obviously does take a little bit of time. It's not always an overnight fix. But having this type of journal question and answering technique, like I just went through a second ago, is a great way to get the ball rolling for you, challenging those limiting stories that you keep telling yourself. The better stories you tell yourself, the more confident you feel, the better decisions you make, the more money you make, the better business you're going to have. All of that counts for nothing if you keep on telling yourself, oh, I'm not doing good here, I don't believe this is going to happen, I'm fearing, I'm doubting, I've got no self-trust. So really start to challenge those stories you're telling. Okay, so that's the second thing, belief systems. And thirdly, like I said, the most important and kind of impactful change you can make when you're not feeling so good about business, identity. How do you see yourself? A lot of problems can occur in a business owner's business growth journey is when they think to themselves something like this. I don't really think I'm the type to be a successful business owner. They're identifying themselves as a failure or someone who doesn't make a successful business. If you don't believe and you don't see yourself as someone who's going to be successful, do you really think you're going to make the decisions that a successful business owner would make? Probably not. What's going to happen then? Poor results. You're not going to get the consequences that you're after. So again, we have to flip that on its head. Here's a question that you can ask yourself. The highest, most successful version of me, what would they be doing in this situation or that situation? How would they be making decisions? What would their morning routine look like? Would they be jumping in at the deep end and doing imperfect action on this program or this launch or this product? Act as if you are already that successful business owner. If you can start to shift the identity of quite literally how you see yourself and act as if you're already that successful business owner, you're going to start to manifest the results that that successful business owner would get. Why? Because you're acting as if. Most people get this wrong. They think they need to see the results first and then they can become the coach or the business owner. It's the other way around. You need to act as if you're that first. That's how you manifest the results you're after. And that is the most impactful change. So if you want to become what I like to call, as my program is named, the Limitless Business Owner, where I've got limitless opportunities, I'll make limitless income, and I will have limitless success going forward, is only to see myself as the business owner who has those limitless opportunities. Because if I don't see myself as that person, it's not going to come. And I'm just going to sit here with my fingers crossed, hoping it will arrive. So they're the three things I would look at if you're struggling in business right now and things are feeling a little bit stuck, you're not feeling so confident, you're doubting, you're fearing. Your lifestyle, so your habits, your routines, and what you're doing every single day, audit that and change. Your belief system, secondly, so that's the stories you're telling yourself, it's the confidence you have, it's your internal dialogue, challenge those stories. And thirdly, it's starting to rewrite how you see yourself, your identity, shifting into the highest operating version of yourself to become that successful business owner and manifest the reality that you want. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has given you some things to go away, journal on, think about to actually make those changes. In the description below, the link is for a completely free training to get you started on the mindset and the subconscious work. It's a free training called the subconscious shift method, which is what I've used myself and what I help my clients with. So just an introduction to that. Completely free, no strings attached. Just grab it in the link below to get a free copy of that. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, drop a comment if you've got any questions. And again, like I said, subscribe for more mindset content to help you become the best version of yourself, to overcome the doubts, to push your business forward and get the limitless success that you're after. So hope you have a great rest of your day. Appreciate your time and hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon.